like to introduce Sarah Labrat, who's the marketing director of Water's Edge Counseling. Sarah is actually a fairly new Conference Tracker client, but just wrapped up a recent event with us. So she's going to tell us a little about her experience and how she used Conference Tracker.
Thank you, Chad. Yeah, I had a wonderful experience with Conference Tracker. I definitely attended a lot of these Tech Tuesdays and enjoyed them because I learned about so many functionalities other than what we were primarily using Conference Tracker for. We initially got Conference Tracker because we wanted to provide CEs to the counselors that were coming to the Wise Practice Summit, and ended up using it for all sorts of things that I will go into. The Wise Practice Summit, I'll start by telling you what that's about. The Wise Practice Summit is all about bringing faith-based practice owners together as a community to learn more about growing their business, as well as building a sense of community among like-minded counselors and clinicians. As counselors, you are required to stay on top of your CEs. And so providing continued education to clinicians was important to us. And that's why we initially got Conference Tracker. We had it this year at the Alita Hotel in Savannah, Georgia, which is, fun fact, New York Magazine's top hotel, or one of them. I think it was number 3 or 4 on the list to visit in 2023. So about 85 people came, and we used it to promote our online community, which is all about building a faith-based community that also is very focused on business and how clinicians can grow their business. A lot of clinicians are really good with their clients, but they don't quite understand the business side of things, and it's not really something that you learn in school. So if you guys are interested in a community that's faith-based while also focused heavily on growing your business, please visit whitneyowens.com and you can learn more about joining the community. Now, back to Conference Tracker. So I mentioned that Conference Tracker had all sorts of functionality that I had not previously realized. I thought I was just going to be learning about how to scan people in and out of sessions, but I ended up learning so much more. So one of my favorite functionalities were the groups, because I split the attendees and the presenters and the sponsors and the speakers all into groups. And by doing that, I was able to communicate with each group individually through the app. I could send push notifications, I could send emails, much like the invoices that Garrett just showed you. I could print out badges for specific groups. So I ended up designing specific badges for each group. And that way we could easily tell people apart visually without even having to read what they were. So for instance, all of these people are attendees, and the attendees were the peach badges, but then the leaders would be blue. So you could easily tell who was a leader. Now, leader was just a word we were using for volunteers and people who would be helping throughout the summit. But we also distinguished our sponsors, and they enjoyed that because they were able to quickly get into a conversation with someone based on their sponsorship, right? People immediately knew who the presenters were, and it was a really nice function, because not only was I able to identify people right away with printing the badges, but with the groups, you can send these push notifications at any given point during the summit about whatever you want. And you'd be surprised how much you want to get in contact with people. Like some of our sponsors didn't know they were supposed to be setting up their tables at a certain time, and I was able to just send them a quick push notification. Even though I had sent over a dozen emails prior to the event, I was able to send a really quick push notification letting them know once again, hey, table setups at 5 or at 2 o'clock. You need to have it done by 5. And that sort of stuff is just invaluable. It's fantastic. If anybody's interested in attending the Wise Practice Summit in 2024, we've already started planning for that. And we are planning to use Conference Tracker again because we really enjoyed our experience. Uh, we, we I love to just call Garrett and see how he's doing all the time. So I think their customer service is amazing. But yeah, if you're interested in going to the Wise Practice Summit in North Carolina, you can learn more about it on the whitneyowens.com website. We are currently accepting tickets for it. The Grand Bohemian Hotel in Charlotte is gorgeous. As you can tell from these slides, it's a lot of fun too. And thank you so much for letting me present today on it. I appreciate it. Thanks, guys.